Say, it's the word Dolo gang, man. Say, man, how y'all feeling, man? Say, Saturday, got YMW Bortlen taking a plea deal. I ain't gonna lie, this YMW Melly case been going on for like too long. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how long, too long. Say, but we might get straight into it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you. I'm here every day. Yeah, all my links are gonna be in the description to my socials, so y'all go tap in with them. And yeah, about to get straight into it. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Say, man, say. YNW Melly, I ain't gonna lie, he is not getting out. Me personally, I don't think he's getting out.
Plea deal that was live.
He's about to snitch. No cap.
Facing 5 life sentences.
Damn.
With an additional 75 years in Florida State Prison. Bortlen's legal team was able to do.
I'm not gonna pause you no more. Listen, 5 life sentences with an additional 75 years. Damn, like
the damn near impossible.
I ain't gonna lie.
Pleading no contest, the state agreed to drop 2 counts of first-degree murder for the shooting
no
deaths
contest.
of YNW Juvie and Sack Chaser. They'd also drop a conspiracy to tamper with the witness and a count of directing gang activities. By entering a plea of no contest, Bortlen has not admitted guilt, has not admitted the existence or involvement in a gang, and has not implicated himself or others in a murder.
Nah, for real.
In exchange for his plea, Bortlen has been found guilty of 1 count of tampering with a witness, 2 counts of being an accessory to a capital felony, and 1 count of unlawful use of a 2-way communication device. Bortlen has been sentenced to 10 years in Florida State Prison on these charges, to be followed by 6 years of probation.
Damn.
He was also credited for his time in jail. Bortlen was arrested back in 2019 and would receive a bond for 15 months. In October of 2023, he'd be rearrested, remaining in jail until now, lasting an additional 23 months. In all, Bortlen did a total of 38 months in jail, just over 3 years, meaning his 10-year sentence is already down to 7. Due to Florida law, 85% of a prison sentence must be completed. So if Bortlen is on his best behavior, he could be released in just under 6 years at the young age of 32.
Live in Maryland,
So
you're definitely gonna
you put it like
if
that,
you've been injured in a
that
car
don't sound
accident and
too
it's
bad,
someone
but
else's
damn.
fault, you could be
I ain't gonna lie, just sitting in that joke
This
is crazy.
plea deal for 2 capital murders is nothing short of fucking amazing. But it came with a twist that has the internet going crazy. Just after letting Bortlen know everything that came with the plea, the judge would highlight the fact that after the plea is made, the state wants to take a proffer from Bortlen. An immediate flag on the play, a proffer is defined under Florida law as an agreement to speak with prosecutors to share information. This would lead everyone from Say Cheese, academics, No Jumper, my fucking self, and even Melly's old lawyer Bradford Cohen to assume the worst. Bortlen was now going to snitch on Melly.
I ain't gonna say he ain't trying to do all that time. He ain't trying to do it because he probably didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to spend all this time in prison. I'm just driving, ducking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just driving, ducking the bullet. You know what I'm saying? Say I ain't. So he probably thinking like, nah. Melly did it. He did it. He's fried. He's cooked. I'm trying to get out of here. Yeah.
YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen. He is now doing the triple Lindy. For those youngsters that don't know what the triple Lindy is, it is when you do several flips off a high dive, and he will be flipping. He is going to be tell-all
from the top
about
shot
anything he knows about the double
WWE
murder cases. They will know if he's telling the truth or telling a lie when he gives his full quote-unquote confession as to what happened that evening. And that's what happens. A lot of times where guys are in the prison for 4 or 5 years awaiting trial and looking at a life sentence, and they're offered 10 years where they'll be home probably in another 3 years that he'll serve, he decides to flip and become a cheese eater. And that's what happens a lot of times on these cases. And I was expecting it to happen a lot sooner than it did. He held out for quite some time. But long story short is it looks like he's going to flip. And it makes the case on YNW Melly, depending on what he says, which I anticipate he'll say that YNW Melly is responsible. But depending on what he says, it will make the YNW Melly case a lot more difficult to try, but still not impossible. I've had cases where there were flipping witnesses where, I had a federal case with several flipping witnesses where we still got a not guilty, and it's possible to still get a not guilty in this case. Obviously, it's going to make it a lot more difficult. He has an excellent lawyer, by the way, Fred Haddad, who's a friend of mine, and I know Fred would have done a very good job for him at trial, but ultimately it is an individual's decision whether or not to become Chuck E. Cheese, and in this case, he has become Chuck E. Cheese. Is Chuck E. Cheese a mouse or a rat? I'm not sure. Damn,
that's a good question. Damn, all my years of going to Chuck E. Cheese. Is he a mouse or a rat?
Story short is he will be flipping, and it's going to make the case against YNW Melly a lot more difficult to win.
Now, as a man, I always leave room to stand corrected in any situation. And I have to give a shout out to my boy Seti Nash for his thorough journalism in this case. Bortlen's main lawyer, Fred Haddad, would release a statement saying, "I don't represent snitches. Cortland Henry is not a snitch, and he will not be cooperating or testifying in YNW Melly's trial. Anyone who claims differently has not seen the plea deal and has no idea what they're talking about." Well, in my humble opinion, what the fuck else would a proffer be other than the snitch? Why would the state want to sit down with Bortlen if he wasn't obligated by the plea deal to cooperate against the main man they believe is the shooter? Why would Bortlen's sentence go from 5 life sentences plus 75 to only serving 7 years in prison?
That's a good question.
What else would they have to talk about when the only thing left to do in the case is convict Melly? Even the judge would tell Bortlen in court, "I don't know how your lawyers pulled this off." Well, I reached out to Bortlen's other lawyer, Joe Nascimento, who further clarified Bortlen has not agreed to testify and will not provide any statement implicating Melly or anyone else. This plea agreement brings closure to Bortlen's cases and will be the last time he appears in a courtroom.
Hey, Tim, Andy, Jake. It's giving me a chance to clear up a lot of the confusion and just chaos that's happening online right now after YNW Bortlen's plea this afternoon went viral on social media. It's clear that a lot of people just don't understand what has happened. So I want to start by talking about what he was charged with. He was facing 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of accessory after the fact of first-degree murder, tampering with a witness, conspiracy to tamper with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal gang, and utilization of a two-way communication device to commit a felony. In all, he was facing 5 mandatory life sentences if found guilty, plus an additional 75 years on top of that.
Damn.
The facts of this plea are that he has pled no contest. That's very important because that means he has not admitted guilt. He's not admitted that he's done anything wrong. And he's certainly not admitted or given information about anybody else. He's been found guilty, but in exchange, the state has dismissed the 2 murder counts, the conspiracy to tamper with a witness count, and the charge about directing the activities of a criminal gang. He's going to be sentenced to 10 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 6 years of probation with credit for time that he has served. And he's required, as a part of that, to sit down and give what's called a proffer. Typically, when you hear the word proffer, especially in a criminal case, it's when a witness offers information or will explain what they would testify to if called at trial or a hearing. It's unfortunate that we use that word today in court because...
Alright, bro. I'm gonna lie. Don't tell me this is the rest of the video. I'm talking and chatting it up, bro. My bad, y'all. Give me a second.
Prosecutors, the judge made it clear whatever he says will have no effect on his plea deal.
Alright, then. Like it's
He could apparently say anything, or not much of anything at all. Bortlen technically didn't beat the murders, the charges were dropped. So if he sat down and admitted to the murders, he would be recharged. And with that in mind, I wonder if Bortlen would be able to plead the 5th, invoking his 5th Amendment right, which guarantees no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. Meaning Bortlen could potentially refuse to speak to keep himself from further incriminating himself. We won't know until it happens, and we'll have to wait until then to see what's actually said. Normally very vocal, YNW Melly's mom has remained silent after Bortlen's plea, and she was present when it happened. No word has come from Melly's legal team, as he's now represented by legal powerhouse Drew Finley. And even Bradford Cohen, Melly's old lawyer, would backtrack from his initial statement.
At Burger King, you write the rules at the
Man,
menu.
this case is all over the
one of
place,
five
man.
cinnamon
Y'all
rolls
drop a
from
like,
Bortlen.
man. Say it. I'm about to stop the video. I'm tripping.
About Bortlen.
All right, let's get to it. Let's talk YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly. The information is coming in fast and furious to my office. People are calling me left and right. They saw the post. You know what time it is. And they're telling me that YNW Bortlen is not going to be a flipper, and he is not going to be the cheese eater I previously said that he could become. And he is going to give a statement. I don't know what that statement's going to be, but his attorney is an excellent attorney. He's one of my good friends and you know, really helped me out as a young attorney. Fred Haddad, a great guy. And he represented very, very few, if any, flippers in the past. That's why I was kind of surprised at first. But it turns out, the rumor on the street, YNW Bortlen is not going to be a flipper, but he will give a proffer.
So at this time, I, 1090 Jake, proudly stand corrected. And you know what? When Bortlen hits the DOC, I'll reach out to him personally with a, my bad, bro, but cut me a little bit of slack because everybody thought you told. You know what I'm saying? I had a co-defendant that took a proffer and he told everything on me. So when I heard proffer, I'm like, no, Melly's fried. But reaching out and speaking to his lawyer, Joe, who was present in the courtroom with him that day, you know, I'm not a lawyer at the end of the day. None of these guys on YouTube, from Act to Say Cheese to fucking Vlad to Adam22, none of us are lawyers. We've just dealt with so many similar situations that, yeah, we can make a judgment based on what we've already experienced before. We've never heard of a proffer going good. You know what I mean? Like, we've never heard of sitting down with the prosecutors and they're not snitching. But I stand corrected. And I'm proud to, because you know what? Bortlen has held on for 6, damn near 7 years without folding on his man's Melly. And the fact that he's taken this plea and apparently nothing is going to affect Melly, that's some soldier shit. Because he could have folded a long time ago. So like I said,
he could have folded like some paint long time ago. Say, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people would have folded. Say, I think that's the end. That's the end. Say, if y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe. And this is what I only know what's gonna happen to YNW Melly at this point, because if he ain't telling, so what's going on with YNW Melly? I don't know. We gotta see. Till next time. Watch it with Dolo. On bro. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm here every day. Links in the description. On bro. See y'all in the next one, bro.